in prep. So we'll take a break. We're good. I got it. So now I sit down. So Robin, how's it going? Well, right? This is the client. It's always some kind of lover's quarrel, as I like to call it, right? Well, you know, Steve, everything is going great. Dan's a great guy and stuff, but, right? You like that, but, right? You know, Dan, he has this weird fish that he likes to eat. And when he cooks the fish, it makes my house stick something awful. So can you tell him not to eat his fish in my house? And it's like, you know, Dan might be living here. Dan might be here 8 hours a day. That's what he's going to do. That's his diet. And he's from Africa, so I don't know, right? That's a hard thing to do. But, you know what, Robin? I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I'll see what I can do. So now I'm already ahead. I'm being proactive about a situation that could derail this case. But I've discovered it by asking. That's why we do that. And I said, so I'll take care of it, and it will be good. Next, I'm going to talk with the aide in private. Now, when I go to talk to Dan in private, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go right into, this is the complaint. I'm going to look for burnout. Caregiver burnout is a big reason for turnover. So I'm going to look for burnout. How's Dan doing? Has he been sleeping? Is he stressed out? Are there a lot of issues? Does he have some personal issues? Is this case killing him? Because we know that happens sometimes. Dan wants to be a good worker. I built Dan up from that initial startup. So I built Dan up. He's excited, but he's trying to do a good job. But you know, if I notice something's going on, it's my responsibility as the employer, or in this case, the care coordinator, to make sure that my caregiver is being taken care of the way they're supposed to. So look for the burnout. Then see how the relationship's going. What's Dan's side of the story and everything? Dan may not have any issues at all, or even be aware that his stinky fish is causing a problem with Robin. And so this is when we go over it. Hey, Dan, listen, you know, I want to let you know, Robin wasn't being mean. Robin loves you. She thinks you're fantastic. But the food, the smell of the fish, it bothers her. So I don't know if we can open up a window when you cook. Can you cook the fish before you bring it, so you just heat it up in the microwave? You know, can you eat? I don't know. Or can you eat something? Can you eat some chicken? You know, I don't know, right? Make a suggestion. Right? I'm trying to work this out. And then he's like, okay, yeah, chicken, right? It's fine. I'll make it work out. That's what we do. Now, afterwards, you give them the action give them an action plan if they want off the case. That's a good one. Sometimes Dan might say, Steve, you know what? Because I noticed the burnout. You're right. This is a really hard case. What's happening? Well, she's up all night, every night. I can't get any rest. You know, or she's abusive, or the name she's calling me, or she complains about everything. If she has this bell that she rings, like, you know all the things our clients do, right? They need a bell for. That's horrible. This is a person. But some people are like that. You know, every time I go to take a break or sit down, she starts telling me to do something else. Go clean out my garage. Can you go in the ads and get this for me? You haven't been in an ad in 45 years. What do you need something for the attic? What, do you even know what's in the attic? In a home? Give me a break. But if he wants off the case, I'm like, fine, Dan, no problem. I'm going to take care of you. Here's what I'm going to do. If this is a first offense, that's fine. Can you give me 3 days? I need 3 days. I'm making notes on everything that you've told me here so I can go and prepare the next caregiver for it so I can make this work. So then, boom. You commit to 3 days. Now the clock is ticking on my part, but the agency knows that we have 3 days to get the next person in here. And that is going to be huge. That's going to help us out. We get the next person. Once the next person's ready to go, you don't tell the client, we're going to make the change. You tell the client once Dan leaves and everything, and you got the next caregiver tomorrow morning, and then that care coordinator, who's the glue that makes this work, that's the person that makes that phone call, and that's the person that does the introduction of the new caregiver to the patient. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes or yes? Yes. Okay, so that's what I want to make sure. And then afterwards, you come back and you talk as a group. Now, you talk as a group if there's not a plan, if there's not a change. If there is a change, you still talk as a group and just make sure everything's okay. And I'll be back in a couple days to make sure this problem was taken care of with the client together. Any issues that can be addressed quickly, you resolve it, and then you always end on a positive note, leaving everybody happy. You document the visit, and you let the client know the next time you're going to come back into the household. Now, accompanying on doctor's visits, schedule appointments. You know, actually, I gotta speed up here. I'm running out of time. Okay. So we're going to schedule the appointment. The care coordinator should be a part of that. Every district. Anybody know what the number one reason for readmission is? Anybody know? Not following the discharge plan. Not following the discharge plan. Now, in that discharge plan is everything that you said. Take these medications, go see your primary care provider within the next 7 to 10 days, do this therapy, all of that stuff. All that's part of it, but not following the discharge plan. The majority of patients, which is crazy, more patients do not go to their doctor within 7 days than those that actually do. We are the care providers. Our care coordinator can coordinate that for the patient. That's a selling point. We'll set the appointment up for you, and then we'll accompany you on the visit. Care coordinator shows up at the house, you drive over together, do the field visit, bring the medication list, bring that discharge plan, anything that was given from the hospital to keep this person safe. And then obviously have the client caregiver follow, because after the doctor's visit, the caregiver and the client's going to go home and the care coordinator is going to go somewhere else. Let the doctor know who you are. Remember I talked about HIPAA compliance earlier? That is huge. So you have your HIPAA form there with you so that you can communicate. The caregiver may not go into the room with the doctor and the patient. They might, but they may not. But the care coordinator goes in the room, and they go over any health issues or concerns. You know, I want to let you know, Samantha, right? Samantha, I want to let you know that Caleb has X, Y, and Z. He was in the hospital, blah, 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 yada, yada, so on and so forth. This is what his situation is, so that you're aware of it. Right now at home, he has a caregiver with him 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we're going to keep that going until he starts to show improvement. Is that all right by you? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And you know what also happens in this moment? Dr. Samantha, in this case, is super impressed with your company. And she's like, do you do this for all your clients? Yes, we do. I got patients that need this. Now you got a referral source. And when a doctor recommends help, patients listen to their doctors. Let them do this for our clients. Obviously document the visit. Moving forward. All right. Communication with the family. One communication through one main contact. You ever show up at a client's house or a hospital and have what I call a home care party? Right? There's like 15 children and grandchildren and spouse and sisters and brothers, and everyone's there to coordinate the care of our beloved Robin. Right? And Robin is awesome. I'm happy for you. You have all his friends and family. You are truly blessed. However, as my care coordinator, they are not going to be communicating with everybody in this room. Who's going to be the designated contact? Now, take a second contact if it's an emergency and I can't get a hold of the designated person. It is this person, or in this case, Dan, it is your responsibility to take the information we give you and filter it through to the rest of the family. Are you up for that task, Dan? Yes. And you see how I did that? You always assume the same. Positive. Are you up for the task, Dan? Yes, you are. Of course you are. Communicate every time you see. When that case is started up, if Dan isn't there, which he probably is, but if he isn't, you communicate it. When there's a doctor's visit, call. If you don't get a phone call, leave a message, and then send an email as to what happened. This lets Dan know everything is going okay. Because you know what happens when a lot of our clients are on the phone when Dan calls his mother, Robin, to make sure that she's okay? Dan calls Mom. Mom's like, I'm fine. Stop worrying about me. I don't need the caregiver anymore. When is this person leaving? I don't want this. I'm okay. And then Dan's thinking, with most companies, he doesn't have a care coordinator helping him out. Dan's thinking, oh, Mom must be okay. Stops the servicing. What happens to Mom? Back in the hospital. That's exactly what happens. Our job, our mission, our responsibility is to keep Robin home. And in some instances, protect her from herself. Right? That's what we're doing. Random and unannounced visits. Sometimes, and I love our caregivers and our clients, they all live together, right, in the same communities. So if I'm in a 55-plus community and I have a scheduled appointment to see Robin, and I get done and I don't have anything to do for another couple hours as the care coordinator, I'm going to drive by and see Sophia, or Vicky, or Joseph, or somebody else in the community who's one of my clients. Those random visits are just a nice icing on the cake. Because that's when you get a chance to see the house as to what it would look like if you weren't there. Because they're not prepared for you to come in. That is what we want to do. We need to do that. Super important. Obviously, call-outs and no-shows, the care coordinator should be the person to communicate with the family because they're the point of contact. That's who they're expecting to talk to. And they're asking for that individual person. That is super important. Now, when there is a call-out or a no-show, the care coordinator can be calling from the car saying, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm on my way over to Mom's house. The caregiver called out today. There was an issue. I'm on it. I'm taking care of Mom for the day. Oh, thank God. Thank you so much. It's wonderful. Because now I'm not worried. There's now a need for the agency and the family working together. We will never get rid of this service. This is the permanent solution we were looking for. Mom can stay at home for the rest of her life. Good, 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 good. Because I didn't want to move Mom out of her house anyway. And she doesn't want to go. Because that's what they were thinking. Hospitalizations, this is a good reason for keeping the caregiver. A lot of times when people go to the hospital, the first thing they want to do is cancel the caregiver. Well, I don't need a caregiver anymore. We're not paying for that. Well, okay, that's fine. But Mom and the caregiver have been together for 4 months now. And that caregiver helps Mom to and from the bathroom because you know how it is in the hospital. Anybody ever been in the hospital yourself? Raise your hand. Like, I've been in the hospital, my appendix almost burst. We talked about that yesterday, right? So, when I'm in the hospital, you push that button, you gotta go to the bathroom, that nurse or that CNA, they don't show up like right away. You know, they show up, if you're lucky, like within 30 minutes. And so you may sit there, and you know a lot of times we tell our patients who are bedbound, just go ahead in the bathroom, we got a diaper on, we'll clean you. Let's talk about dignity, right? That's just awful. And it's not for any other reason, and they're overwhelmed. There's like 1 CNA to 8 patients. They physically can't be everywhere at one time. So I get it, but that's inhuman. That's awful. So keep the caregiver. The caregiver can do all the things that she was doing at home with the patient. Plus, Mom's not as scared because she's got her caregiver there, and the caregiver is your eyes and ears. So when the doctor shows up, boom, they take notes, they let the care coordinator know, the care coordinator responds, and then boom. And then obviously, whenever there's a caregiver change, a vacation, a break, a problem case, whatever it is, that's when the care coordinator does the communicating with the family.